All right, new week, October 9th. A lot of volatility that past week, so you got to be careful. The new week, you want to see where range is. But I will say this: you always have to remind yourself after a weekend, like, what is the market doing? What's the trend? So I'll show you what's going on. Granted, you're already seeing what happened, but remember what happened last week, where there was a clear consolidation. That's why I like drawing lines, and then you have this breakout. So when that happens, it's what we call measure move halfbacks. Sometimes it's a halfback, sometimes it's like a dip. The market doesn't go straight up. You have waves. So you already know there's a direction, but you have to know what time frame you're on. Because there's a lot of volatility and there's a lot of range, that means you're going to have bigger ranges, for the move. So you'll notice today, you see how we had a gap down and then we held the bear pivot on the weekly multi-day pivots, and then we shot up, and then the end of the week, or actually this was in 2 days, you'll see on tomorrow's session that we shot all the way up. But it's predictable. You see how this week right here you had I mean, now that I look at this, man, this is like no brainer. Come on, like look how the market reacts around these pivots, which are golden. As in, you had a breakdown, a look below, and fail. The fact that it broke back below and then it came up, this is now support. And so look what ends up happening. It comes back down, support. What happens comes right back down, support. And so all these people that are trapped, that are short, were trapped. And so now when it finally broke out, now you have this move. So a lot of times I like to look at moves as sort of like a measured move. So this right here was a 420 point move. Geez, now that I look back at it, that was all on Friday, 420 points. If you had one contract and you had the entire move, that would have been $8,000 just with one contract. But you wouldn't actually make the whole move. You would play it in phases if you were. But here you have this pullback, and so I'm expecting a measured move. So if you notice, you see how pullback, where the pullback is, this is where I'm expecting the move to go. So what it ends up doing, the morning session dips, afternoon, and then you have the next day continuation. That's why you'll learn this when I teach sort of like technical analysis and measure moves and all that in the course, but I just wanted to show that how, like, to the T, you can make your plan and just trust in it for the day. So put that aside, and remember also that line that I was the top right here that I said was important, right there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I don't know why that was there, but you see how this is where it closed on the 30 minutes. Make note of that. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and let's take a look and see what happens throughout the day. So let's actually find it. Here we go. So here we're at. Remember that line right here? So that we dropped below, came to the mid ATR, and immediately yanked up. And you see how the candles closed? So a lot of times when you see that, go ahead and put a line, because it might be an area of interest. See this line right here? That was an area of interest. I mean, really, I wasn't as accurate, because you see there's the high right there. That was it right there. And you see how the 30 minutes was in closing? So in reality, if you had that, you see how we came down and we were consolidating on Monday, and that's why you had these big moves. And so, yes, the ATRs are important to give you a sense of direction for the day, but also other important levels are important. You see how right here, and then breakout, and then we came back below. That's now resistance. So it's resistance, double top, came back down, but ooh, magically this line held. We didn't come back down. So now you're at a morning 30 minutes, hour. This is then now 10:30. We did not break lower, and we did not break higher at 10:30. So we're stuck right here in this range until afternoon. We ended up right here at 12 o'clock. So let's go ahead and draw that 12 o'clock line. You popped out a little before 12, made new highs, and then you held. Where are you at 12 o'clock? You are above the bear pivot. So what would you do? Where's your best risk reward? Remember, resistance until proven otherwise, support until proven otherwise. So now your support, you're getting into the afternoon, so where would be my target? I see this gap, so I'm going to be targeting this gap. What ends up happening, you end up just having a massive squeeze. And look, remember, you're back in the box. So here you go. You got the box, and it comes all the way up here, and this is a nice little 100-plus point move. And then you break above, and then the rest of the afternoon you consolidate. What I did not show you is why it's important also, I've realized, to have fibs. What is going on with the fibs? Look at that. You have your major levels, and then you have your minor levels. It stayed below, and it chopped in the entire rest of the afternoon. What happened right here? Look at that. Miraculously, you had a fib, but also that fib lined up with this line that I drew. See, after the morning session, you came up. That's why you want to let the first 30 minutes sort of play out, because then you can sort of get range and understand what the market wants to do. But always, always, always keep an eye on what just happened. Remember, the previous day you had a major breakout of a consolidation pattern. So you should be thinking of a pullback in order to go long. So when you're intraday trading, sometimes this is hard because you're seeing a lot of whiplash, and you don't see the bigger picture. But if you didn't know what was going on in the market and you just played levels, you can see that, we double topped during this time frame, first hour, so I'm going to short, come down here. You're playing a lot of range right here. Anytime between the bull, a bear pivot, and the mid-range, you have a 100-point range. So that is how you play the morning session, and then you have the afternoon gap fill, break above, continuation. And you'll see the next day what ends up happening. Again, I already just showed you a preview of how you have that measured move on a longer time frame. So, all right, until tomorrow, this was great. This is your Monday, and we'll see you in the next video.